podcast is being brought to you by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance. Activate Don in your life and experience the impact. Why? Because Don Johnson is a visionary. She's determined, people-focused, a problem solver, and she's generous. Visit donjohnson.net and donjohnsoncares.com to learn more about her work with the people and the community. Does Don Johnson do too much? Maybe, but that's just Dawn. She loves the people and she is a change agent. So make sure you stop by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance, located at Rock Hills, Manchester Village, off of Dave Loud Boulevard, 572 John Ross Parkway, Suite 106, directly across from TJ Maxx and in between Sweet Frog and the UPS store. And don't forget to tell them Mr. Darkeye sent you. What it is, great people. The home of motivation. To trust God and live your dreams. All right, what's good, great people? You know who it is. I am Mr. Darkeye. This is the Mr. Darkeye Podcast right here on Anchor FM, New Soul Music, the home of motivation to trust God and live your dreams. And we are still continuing to talk to B.E.L.L. Prize participants coming through to share their stories and their experience with B.E.L.L. Prize. All of the entrepreneurs and business owners are doing an amazing job with their businesses, and we are wanting to give them voices and congratulate them like we want to congratulate. Whitney Hughes is with me right now. How are you?
I'm great.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Awesome. So tell the people, for everyone watching and listening, what do you do? What's your business?
I have a case management business, and we serve elderly and disabled adults. We provide services that keep them in their home, making nursing home like their last resort.
Okay.
And the name of my business is South Carolina Progressive Living.
Okay.
We started back in 2019, and yeah.
Awesome. That's something that is much needed, because a lot of elderly people got their family members and stuff like that went on somewhere and live. They just leaving their people at the crib, and they need somebody to take care of them.
But it's also for people who like need the support, like the relief. So like if you are the main caregiver for somebody, like if your grandma and like if your mom's taking care, it can offer your mom some support. Or if they actually are living independently already, and they just need a little bit of extra support to stay independent, like to somebody do some housekeeping and stuff, we manage those services.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I know some people that that definitely could use a break, you know, because it's a lot, especially when you got a few different people that you look after on a day-to-day basis. Definitely. So you was a participant in B.E.L.L. Prize for the second go-round. How did you hear about it, and what made you want to get involved?
Okay. I heard about it just like being on social media, and I heard that people got money the first round.
Okay, that money got
I was like, okay, let me see if I can get me some money.
Yeah.
And I know that it's a business that people need. A lot of, I feel like a lot of African Americans don't really know about this program, because it's actually a free program through Medicaid, and it's fully covered. It is, because it saves the state money. And so and so I feel like they don't know about it. And I wanted to bring on that knowledge, and Okay,
that's amazing. So when you got into the program, what was the experience like right away? Was it something that you felt like you wanted to continue doing? Because I know a lot of people, when I was in it, they started, and some of them felt like it wasn't for them. So what was it about it that kept you in it?
I feel like I can't really speak on those people who left.
Yeah.
But I feel like possibly it could have just been a little overwhelming, you know, and you feel super duper exposed because you're talking about something that's so personal.
Yeah.
Your business is personal. That's your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And some people aren't really ready as much as they may think that they're ready. And whenever you're in business, you got to talk about it, even though you don't want to. It's scary to get that critique. But I feel like that possibly could have been. And that also was the reason why I stayed, because I needed that critique in it, because I'm such a private person. I felt like that was good for me to get the exposure and the actual kind of like the support that I needed to grow as a business owner, because that was not my background. I'm a psychology major. My goal was to never, ever start a business. That was never.
Okay.
I never wanted to. And I still wouldn't have. The reason why I started the business actually was because I worked at the Department of Mental Health, and they and they hired me to be on this program and start the same program that I actually have a business for. And they became like new contractors for the Medicaid thing. And they wanted me to become a trainer and do all this other stuff, but they didn't want to pay me. And I feel like they became like less caring about the participants. They started focusing more on numbers. And I wanted to be different in that aspect as far as like actually caring and taking the time and doing over and beyond for people that really need this support.
Absolutely. So you said you wasn't interested in being a business owner,
No.
but this came along and it made you think a little differently about it. So what was the big game changer for you, or like the biggest thing you feel like that helped you grow, and when you applied it to your business model and everything like that? What was something that was shared with you that you felt like, oh, this is exactly what I needed to know, and that's going to help me take my business to the next level?
Okay. Well, I want to first say, even though I didn't want to start that was never my goal to be a business owner. The state shut down. So I started my business in October 2019, and I had planned on quitting my state job on the 31st of that year. And so like the pandemic hit, in 2020.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of happened right at the right time. Kind of, even though I didn't make money the first year because of COVID, it still worked out. But the thing that I learned most was how to delegate and how to really structure my business the correct way. I already had like a main outline because it's a state program. I contract with the state of South Carolina, and so they have certain checklist that we have to follow already. So that was kind of clear. But when it got deep down, like again, I'm not a business owner. So just learning the actual structures and how to be a successful growing business, that's what I learned the most. And especially how to delegate and how to say no and how to say yes and really be like a really strong leader in my business.
That's amazing. So after getting to a point where you're learning that part of it, so where are you at right now, as far as your business is concerned? Are you in a space where you feel like you're kind of where you want to be, or do you see yourself growing it and scaling it even more so? Are you kind of in a comfortable space right now?
Okay. I definitely see myself scaling it more. I'm in a great spot right now, farther along than I had initially projected. When I first started with B.E.L.L, I planned on, I think I had like 100 cases, maybe right at 100, starting to get 100. I have now over 300 people, clients that I'm seeing monthly, like not just me, but I have also about to be 10 employees too. So it's like we've grown so much. It's crazy. Like,
yeah, you're
I'm
killing
like,
it.
Yo, what's going on? We serve the entire state of South Carolina as well. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really amazing. So.
I bet it is. I think serving in that space and helping people, I can only imagine that it feels rewarding and all that stuff like that. Is there any parts of it about the business that you don't like? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that you could say like that you would like to make some adjustments in the area to make it better, anything like that?
I feel like it's a challenge for me for leadership, like getting my people equipped to be in areas of leadership within the company. With that being, it's because everybody works remote. And because we serve the entire state, I got somebody in Greenville, I got somebody in Orangeburg, somebody in Sumter, Myrtle Beach. They're everywhere. And so it's hard to kind of, get everybody where they need to be in actual trusted leadership. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to actually let go and be able to relax and, be where the CEO had versus, so like I learned about working on the company versus working in the company is a huge difference. And so being able to finally, like now this month, to really be able to actually see that happening for me. Like I'm stepping out of my actual working role into actually being a CEO. And so that's something that I learned in B.E.L.L, which I could only imagine at the time about how that was going to look, but it's actually, and my projection was to do it last year, but either way.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I learned that too, about the difference between working in your business versus working on it. And because when you in it and you the day-to-day stuff all the time and you're not able to kind of take a step back and look at what's going on the outside looking in. That's key. That's very important. So overall, you say you wasn't interested in being an entrepreneur and things of that nature, but now that you are, so like, is the life of an entrepreneur anything like you thought it was going to be, or it was like nothing like you thought it was going to be? Can it be overwhelming for you overall? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I know some people, they look at it like they thought it was going to be about being able to have all this freedom to do what you want to do on a day-to-day basis, but it's like, now you feel like you're working 24/7.
Yes. Okay. So with that, I'm also, I'm on to mental health and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's about boundaries. You got to set those boundaries because you will be working all night long if you allow yourself to. But ultimately you have to be able to balance. And I feel like I caught myself like when I first started a business working all day long, all night long, like all the time. But then I realized it's not helping me. It's actually damaging to me, as well as the company, because I can't be as effective. And so just taking the time for myself and knowing self-care and being mindful of my employees who actually are loyal. They've been with me since the beginning, since 2019.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. And and we're still growing. But so like, I'm obviously doing something right, you know?
You are.
But, but it's just making sure that they're okay too. And being able to be a support for them. But so either way, like, I did not imagine entrepreneurship to be as challenging as it is. Having like just the pressure of like, everybody depending on me, just me, because it's not a corporation, it's just a small business without having any like, extra funds and startup funds like people would typically have. It was just me. And so it was different, but we've definitely grown and building like, the cash flow and certain things like that. It's definitely been crazy and it's just been amazing. I'm extremely blessed.
Absolutely. You are blessed, and I congratulate you on all your success and everything you have been able to do, even though you didn't even know you was an entrepreneur. And look at you now.
Didn't even know.
You just never know what God is going to call you to do, and then you're going to flourish and be very successful at it. And I see that you are doing amazing things just off everything you've told and shared with me today. So congratulations on everything. And again, just tell them you're located in Rock Hill.
I am located in Rock Hill.
And you can tell them how to get.
Okay, we have a website. It's www.scprogressiveliving.com. And that's honestly the best form of contact. We don't have any social media, but it's okay because we don't need that. We actually get our clients through Medicaid, so we don't have to go out and, advertise. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, people. So you know how to get in touch with a business. You know how to go by and check her out, and make sure that you spread the word because you never know who need the services. Thank you again, Whitney, for coming through and sharing your story. And thank you all for watching and listening. Do not go anywhere because we got more B.E.L.L. Prize participants coming through to share their stories. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back.
What it is, great people.
Home of motivation to trust God and live your dreams.